The series begins by introducing us to Oyo once again, the land Saro and Arolake both eloped from. Today is a normal day. The market men and women were busy buying and selling when suddenly a thick black mist appears in the sky. Everybody scatter. It was the Akalabed scattering everywhere. The whole market emptied within minutes. Then we see Fashogbon, the wise man, wake up in his room, worried and disturbed. He says, "Oh, mythical Akalabed, what's the matter? Please, calm down." At this point, I am sure you know why the Akalabed is doing this. If you don't know, kindly first go back and watch the part 1 of Anikulapo on Netflix, or you can just watch the recap by clicking this tag. Then, you can come back to watch this recap. Now, we see dead Saro wake up in a thick forest, the great beyond. Remember, he died in part 1, right? Now, this is his spirit in the great beyond. So he gets up, looks around and starts walking with his clothes torn. He enters a road. First, there was no one but him. Then he looked again and suddenly he saw a long queue of people walking. What's going on? Both young and old, he quickly joined them. In fact, he tried to jump the queue. He asked a man ahead of him, "Please, where are we going?" The man says, "What kind of question is that? Are we not heading to the same place?" Saro says, "But please, where are we heading to?" The man then replied him saying, "We are on the gateway to heaven." Gateway to heaven? Saro then recalls that earlier, when he was killed, the Akalabed resurrected him. So how come he's on the road to the gateway to heaven? Then we are shown what actually happened at the end of the first movie. Remember, Saro woke up, right? Actually, the Akalabed sees him and recognizes him, so the bird sends him back to his death. Now, getting to the gate, he meets the gatekeeper. The angry gatekeeper says, "You, go back. You have no access to this place." Saro says, "Why? But others are going through." The gatekeeper says, "No, you are a debtor. Aren't you Saro the Ashofi weaver? It was you who collected Akala's power. You can't go through this place until you pay your debt." Debt? What debt? I don't owe any debt. Even if I do, how can I pay? The spirit says, "You resurrected 20 people while you were on earth. Now you have to return and kill all 20 of them and bring them back here. Or else, you will become a lost soul like those ones you saw while coming." Saro starts begging. He says, "He can't kill. He's not a killer. Please help me out." The spirit says, "No, there's no help. You have to do as I say." The spirit then gives him the key to use in taking those people's life. Now, go. Hey, wahala for Saro. So, better the day is not always that easy, Now, Saro resurrects back to earth. This time, not as a human. No, as a spirit. Now, as he wakes up, he hears crows cawing loudly. Guess what? The birds were eating his rotten corpse. Definitely, this is the end of the road for Saro. All he needs is just to find his way into heaven. As for living again on earth, I think that chapter is closed. Quick disclaimer, this recap is for educational purposes only. Anikulapo is directed by the great Kunle Afolayan, and this recap is not meant to replace that movie, neither should it stop you from watching the full movie on Netflix. Also, this recap contains heavy spoilers. If you are just joining us, please definitely subscribe and turn on the notification icon. Hi, this is Sam. Welcome to the Film Village. Saro then sees some women in the farm. He wants to help one of them, but then the reality dawned on him that he can no longer be seen. Now we see Queen Arolake still on her way after escaping from the village where Saro was killed. Now, Saro returns to Ilu Ojumo where he was killed, the village where his Beradide refuses to Beradide. He enters, wondering and confused. He remembers what the spirit told him that if he doesn't pay up his debt, he will become a lost soul. So while thinking, he saw one of those he resurrected, a woman with a child. Do you know the pain her family is going to go through again? Well, she enters the house with everybody welcoming her welcome oh, ẹ káàbọ̀ o." Then Saro enters to meet her. The woman says she's tired. She would like to go inside to rest. Saro finds it very difficult to do this, but he has to. He has to, right? Now, he enters the hut after her, and the next thing we hear is loud noise of people crying. The woman is dead. Even Saro is deeply troubled by this. He goes to meet the next person, a drum maker. He killed that one, and then goes to the next person, Lai Wasabi. I mean Akani in this movie. A newly married man. He's about to go in to meet his wife for a hardcore session when Saro follows him in. It turns out that while Akani was coming, he actually was going, if you know what I mean. Now, Saro goes to the next person. That old woman he resurrected in part 1 that was complaining, asking Saro who asked him to resurrect her. Now, this woman is blind. She's having a dinner when Saro gets there. The blind woman, through intuition, sees Saro. She calls him the messenger of death. Even if I am blind, I can see you with my inner eyes. How come? Saro says, even those with 2 good eyes can't see me. How can you, a blind person, see me? She says she can see him clearly. Okay, it's time for Saro to kill her. The woman says, I remember you resurrected me back then, but now I'm not ready to die. And I have a deal for you. If you spare my life, I will make a way out for you. A way out? Saro says, that's a lie. It's impossible. No way out. The woman says, there is a way out. You of all people should know there is a way out. Saro says, Mama, are you messing with me? Mess with you? Why? Okay, listen. Haven't you heard of rates? Saro says, he has heard about that, but he doesn't believe rates exist. The woman says, you better start believing in them. The woman says she can help him to become a rate instead if he promised to spare her life. Now wait, let's take a minute to explain what rates are. Have you seen or heard stories of some people who lived in a place, get married, and some even have children, while those they were living with does not know that they are actually dead? But anytime someone that knows them in their former life sees them, they will disappear. If you have heard about that, yes, that is what they call rates. In Yoruba, they call them akudaya. That is what the woman says she's going to help Saro to become, so Saro can continue to live. Now she asks him, didn't they give you something? Saro says yes, they gave me a key. Take. She said no, keep it. You must never lose it. It must be with you at all times. So, go to where you were buried. And Saro says, I wasn't buried though. My corpse was left on the mountain and the birds have devoured it. The woman asked him to go there. Take the leftover, whatever you can find. Bury it. Then take the soil from where you buried it and travel to another land. Pour the soil there, cross over it, and you keep living as a rate. That's all. And Saro did exactly that. Now the wise one, Fashogbon of Oyoile, approaches the king to inform him about the Akala bird complaints and what they need to do. He tells the king that all the chaos befalling this town is because of the Akala bird. The bird is angry. The king says, you mean Akala bird is responsible for all this chaos? He says yes. Okay, is there a way out or not? Fashogbon says, there is no way out unless Queen Arolake returns to this village and a sacrifice is made out, and then everything will be fine. The king says, we have searched everywhere for Arolake and we can't find her. What else do you want me to do? Okay, Kuku, kill me. Baba says, no, I can't kill you, my king. Okay then, bring my messenger, Adigun. Gather all the chiefs here. I need you to hear something. Now let's go back to Saro. Now we see a young boy comes to call Saro while he was sleeping. He says, are you the laborer that wants to work on the farm? Can you see me? The boy says, yes. You see me? He says, yes. Quickly grabs the boy. Oh boy, Saro is excited. I'm back to the land of the living. So he enters a new village called Iluaje. He looks around. He's happy, excited, and he's hungry. Then he sees a woman frying akara. Now remember those 3 people he killed first? Their spirits were following him about. Now the chiefs has gathered before the king. He calls the man he sent to search for Arolake to come and tell the chief what he saw. The man narrates that, hey, while in the forest looking for Queen Arolake, he saw someone. He thought it was a spirit until he moved closer and, oh, it was the queen. He found Queen Arolake. Quickly, he grabbed her, and while they were returning to the village, a heavy rain started to fall. The rain was so heavy that the river got flooded, and while they were trying to cross the river, the queen and her luggage fell into the river. He tried to grab her, but he couldn't. He only got hold of her bead. I showed the king, and the king confirms that it belonged to the queen. That is the whole truth of the matter. The king then says, you see, Fashogbon, you've heard the report yourself. Fashogbon says, alright then, I'm leaving. We shall see some other time. The chiefs were surprised that, why did Fashogbon just leave like that without saying anything? Hey, you see the problem I have with him, the king says. There is nothing I do that is right in his eyes. Him and Bashorun. The chief says, don't worry yourself, your highness. You will overcome their hatred. Now, Saro finds a small abandoned hut to stay. As he was entering, he feels the presence of those 3 spirits. Then he turns back. Who are you? What do you want from me? They say, we are your dependents. We have to stay with you because it is only you who can take us across. Who? Remember what the spirit told Saro at the Heaven's Gate earlier? He says Saro should go and kill them and bring them back. So Saro has to bring them back. That's why they are waiting for Saro now. Hey, Saro, Waala. Saro says, you can go by yourself now. No, never. It is you. See, we even brought you food and drink and clothes. Enjoy and rest a bit so we can start our journey. Saro begs them to please allow him to live and enjoy life for a little while before he finish up and join them so they can all live together. So they thought about it and then agreed to give Saro 3 years to live among the living. And after 3 years has elapsed, they shall live together. Now go and eat your food. Then Saro begins to eat. The next day, Saro starts to look for work to do. Hey, what do you want? I need a job. See, I have strength. I can walk. Let me show you. He carries a sack and he falls. Then another co-worker, Kekere, comes to help him. The Kekere tells the boss that he's going to guide him and help Saro to walk. The man then says no problem. He's free to walk. Saro walked and was paid. The boss even asked him to come to work the next day and anytime he wants to work. So Saro and his co-worker Kekere became friends. Now the next morning, Saro wakes up tired. Now while washing his face so he can go for work, he sees 4 large jars filled with palm wine. How? From where? The 3 ghosts says, that is what you will be selling henceforth. Oh boy, sea cruise. Oga was expecting Saro the following day, but Saro did not show. Instead, Saro has dressed up his hut, turned it into a bar for people to come and drink palm wine. Now Kekere comes looking for him. Saro, why didn't you come to work today? What are you doing here? Saro asks him to sit. He serves him palm wine and they begin to gist. Oh boy, this palm wine makes sense. Hey, where did you tap it from? Saro says, this is from the gods themselves. See, tell me. Saro says, if I told you, you won't believe me. Kekere says, tell me now. Saro says, okay. I woke up and I found palm wine behind my house. That's impossible. Before we know it, people have started gathering, one after the other. Saro serves them. Oh my god, this palm wine tastes amazing. So the other palm wine seller was only selling water for us. This is the real palm wine. Now more people start to enter. Saro has turned to the new palm wine seller. Now, Karonwi, a palm wine seller, arrives with his own palmy. Nobody's even looking at him, They have a new dealer now, Saro, the palm wine seller. Now Baba starts asking around. Even Baba's tight friend has betrayed him to patronize Saro. The 3 ghosts are always tagging along anywhere Saro is. Alright, now Saro sees a beautiful damsel. We know Saro always likes good things. Latorera, the beautiful maiden. She's the daughter of Karonwi, the former palm wine seller. Saro runs to meet her. Hey, sorry, excuse me. It seems this fell from you. She says, no, it's not my own. She knows Saro is only looking for a way to talk to her. See, can't you see that it's bigger than my wrist? so it's not mine. And next time, use another format. Saro then tells her what he wants. She says, listen, first of all, in this town, it is not right for men to run after women like a dog. Also, my father will not be happy seeing me with his rival. Saro says, don't worry, even your father will love me after tasting my palm wine. She says that can never happen. And suddenly, we see her father walking. He starts complaining. And after he has suffered to get palm wine for them, is this fair? Is this how they should pay him back? The men there start mocking him. And Olatorera, his daughter, had to drag the father out of the bar. Baba sits for hours outside his own shop looking for customers. He literally begs people to patronize him, but no one did. While Saro's hut has turned to something else. Saro and Latorera now meet in their meeting place. He starts frolicking with her. She says, no, nah, people may see us. Saro says, stop it. Without wasting time, we know Saro now. We know Saro and his promiscuity. He pulls her down and has sex with her. Now, Latorera arrives home that night after the pounding from Saro to meet her father, drunk, complaining about Saro. And now that his own daughter is now coming home late again, I feel for this man. He lost his customers and business just like that. Now he is about to lose his daughter. Baba says he knows what he will do. He knows what to do to fix things. And he needs the daughter's help to carry it out. Baba has a plan for Saro. That night, Olatorera goes to meet Saro at his house. The three ghosts saw her coming and they know what she's coming for. So Olatorera enters and as usual, Saro starts pulling her to come over now. He wants to show her he's a real man. She was like, no jare, see, come here. Yes, another round. Hey, Saro, this year, no grief for anybody. Now she sleeps over. The following morning, as Saro goes to fetch his palm wine from the jars, Olatorera sees it. She has found his secret storage. She says, please don't be offended though, if I may ask. You don't tap your palm wine, right? It seems you fetch yours behind your house. Saro just walk away from her, ignoring her totally. Are we fighting? Saro says, Latorera, I know your father sent you to watch me. I know. Me? No. Okay then. Saro says, why is your father throwing yam at goats just like that without looking back? Don't you know that goats will always eat any piece of yam thrown at it? You see the gist? Saro is calling the girl yam and that her dad planted her to entice Saro so as to find out his secret. Then she gets angry that Saro could compare her to a yam. Saro quickly pulls her aside. He says, see, he truly loves her and he wants their love to be natural, mutual and not deceitful. So she has to pick between him and her father. It was initially shocking, but Olatorera chooses to stay with Saro. Alright. She even leaves home. She had a fight with her father to go and live with Saro. The father begs her to stay, but no. Olatorera is in love. Hey, Baba lost his business to Saro. Now he has lost his child to Saro. Oh man. Sorry, sir. Well, let's move on. That night, the three ghosts discusses with Saro on him taking in a new wife. You only have 3 years to live, Saro. Does it make sense to you marrying another wife? Saro says, Haba, she's not my wife, she's only living with me. The third ghost says, don't deceive yourself. Don't you love her? Saro says, no, I don't love her. In fact, don't stress yourself. 3 years will elapse soon and we will all live together. Then they threatened him of dire consequences if he should break his promise and refuse to follow them back or take them back after the completion of 3 years. Now while they were outside gisting, Olatorera was inside waiting for Saro. Then the ghost disappears. Then Saro sits outside and begins to think, 3 years. Now 2 years has already passed. He has just 1 year left to live. What is he going to do now? And he is already enjoying his life. He says, I don't want to die again. What can I do? Then episode 1 ends. So, what will Saro do to escape the 3rd year? Stay tuned as we continue with episode 2. But for now, I want you to rest and drink some water. Thanks for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this recap, Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let me go and check if that Saro's palm wine really tastes that good. Wait for me, I'll be back. Until then, I am Sam, and this is the Film Village. Remember episode 1 ended with Saro confused and thinking about what he can do to escape the impending death. Now the 3 years given to him has elapsed. So what will Saro do? Alright, let's go back to Fashogbon first. When Fashogbon left the palace, he actually went to meet Bashorun, the person the king says they both hate. Why were you not at the palace today? Hope there's no problem. Bashorun says, no problem, please have a seat. I'm almost done. So what are these men cooking? What is going on between them? Now at the palace, the chiefs are also confused. They are wondering why Bashorun no longer comes to the palace to meet the king. One chief says it's because since Bashorun left their village to build a military post in another land, Ede, the people of that land has warned him to never try such a thing again, and they chased him out of their land. And it is because of the shame he can no longer set his feet into that palace. One of the chiefs then says, but they should warn Bashorun very well. Why will he go and build another military outpost on another people's land? Bashorun is only looking for their trouble. They should avoid anything that will bring fights between Oyoile and the people of Ede. Now, Fashogbon and Bashorun are also discussing about the king, that he no longer listens to them or take their advice. Instead, he prefers the sweet words of those idiotic chiefs instead. Fashogbon says, by the way, the king's daughter, Princess Omowumi, do you remember Omowumi? This Omowumi, she is engaged to be married to Bashorun's son. This reason alone is supposed to make the king yearn to long to always want to see you and have you around him. Bashorun says, sis, Baba, you are missing something. How long ago did we pick a wedding date? Is it not the king that keeps postponing it? That means he doesn't want us to be in-laws. Fashogbon says, maybe the king is scared though. Maybe the king feels that if his daughter should have a male child for your son, that means your family may end up ruling this land. And the king doesn't want the royal blood to leave his own house. Bashorun says, well, that could be the reason. Then another chief, Iyalode, says, she does not think Bashorun not coming to the palace is because of shame. She thinks Bashorun is angry. And Bashorun is angry because when Bashorun suggested that they should form an army to protect their land, all of you were against him, and that is why Bashorun is angry. Another chief says, they can't form a military outpost now because there's no money in the treasury. Then we go back to Bashorun telling Fashogbon that the king also says the reason why he was delaying the marriage is because there is no money to fund it. So Oyoile has no money. They have no money for the king's marriage. They have no money to protect their land. So what are they going to do? Bashorun then says he will not just stand and watch how a bastard ruler of another land, Ede, will disrespect his own land, Oyoile, and the king is doing nothing about it. No, he cannot stand it. That was why he went to war with them. Unfortunately, the Ede warriors embarrassed him, and he has been unhappy since then. Now wait, Fashogbon then reminds Bashorun, come, did you give sacrifice to Eshu as I instructed you before going to that war? No, I forgot. Oh, that was the reason why you were defeated by the people of Ede. Fashogbon then says, see, that's not all. All my efforts in trying to make this land be at peace has been futile. I've carried out sacrifice over and over, but still nothing. If I kept saying, unless Queen Arolake returns to this land, that is the only way we can appease the Akalabed. Bashorun says, but Arolake is dead. Fashogbon says, no. If Arolake is dead, Ifa would not suggest that we find her. Okay, have you told the king? Baba says, the king refuses to listen to him. Bashorun then says, he will do whatever he can to make sure Queen Arolake is found. By the way, who brought the report that Arolake is dead? Baba says, Adigun. Adigun? Then they brought Adigun to meet Bashorun. Adigun, strong man. Well done. Come here. I'm happy to see you, eh? Rice. He says, sir, don't worry, this is my house. You can see it. Then he stopped eating and orders people to come and pack the plates. Now, Adegun is anxious, a little bit scared even. He doesn't know what is going on. He says, sir, I hear you have question for me about the death of the queen. Basharun says, Adegun, calm down. I don't have any question. I just want you to clarify something to me and I will be happy if you do. Adegun says, I have said the truth. I found her and when we got to the river, as she was about to cross, I let them... Wait. I've heard that version before. Is there something else you would like to tell me? Basharun knows Adegun is hiding something and he wants him to speak. He tries to calm him down. Then he tricked Adegun. He says, he has discussed with the king on how to reward him for all his good work. He should not blame himself for the queen's death. See, you see that food? It's for you. Everything there is prepared for you. So eat and feel fine. Oh, quickly, Adegun digs in and begins to eat. Basharun was looking at him suspiciously. Then he licked his lower lips. Again. In Yoruba land, if a powerful man lick his lower lips like this before asking you any question, no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to lie. You must tell the truth because that lip licking is not ordinary. So yes, Basharun licked his lip and then asked, Adegun, now I want you to tell me what truly happened. Quick disclaimer, this recap is for educational purposes only. Anikulapo is directed by the great Kunle Afolayan, and this recap is not meant to replace that movie, neither should it stop you from watching the full movie on Netflix. Also, this recap contains heavy spoilers. If you are just joining us, you should definitely subscribe and please turn on the notification icon. Hi, this is Sam. Welcome to the Film Village. Now Basharun asked him to tell the truth. He was about to lie, but he couldn't. Before we know it, Basharun brought him to the palace to confess to the truth himself. Your Highness, he said, what's wrong? Now, Adegun, tell the king and the chiefs everything you just told me. Adegun could no longer lie. Then he told them the truth. He says, 14 of them were sent to look for Queen Arolake and they searched for days and months, but they couldn't find her. So one day, while he was tired, resting, a snake bit him. He staggered, looking for help, until 2 men came to his rescue. They took him into their village, and the next thing he knows was someone screaming, "Beradide!" As he opens his eyes, he sees Queen Arolake and Saro. Now, because of the help they rendered him, 3 of them planned for him to return home and lie to the king that she is dead. He only lied. He did that to repay their kindness for saving his life. The king got angry. So you lied to me. So the queen is alive? The chief and everyone is surprised to hear that Saro is also alive. They say, but we killed Saro. How come he's alive and powerful? The king then ordered that Adegun should be punished and that all the hunters should be sent out to start searching for Arolake and to bring her back to Oyo. That night, the king was sleeping. He kept dreaming about his lovely wife, Arolake. Then the next morning, we see Awarun, Saro's ex-sugar mama, who is now with Basharun. She brought some bad news to him. She says she lost 100 bags of her cocoa pods. She complained that her business is not going well because of the bandits and the Ede soldiers. Basharun then promised to give her security to assist her. See, come inside, let's do something. No. Wait, let's do that later tonight, I'll be expecting you. Now, some of the hunters in search of Arolake then enters Ojumo land, the land where Saro was killed. Now, the mouthpiece told them that Saro and Arolake are no longer in this land. He says, although they lived there for a short period and they left, no one knows their whereabouts. So please, help us tell the king that that's all we know. We don't know where Saro and Arolake is. Alright, the hunters leave. Basharun says, Your Highness, this is the time for you to take this matter serious before more chaos and deaths happen in this town. The king says, you are stupid for saying that. Are you saying I'm not doing my job properly? Listen, I'm a king. You better be careful. You that you are advising me. Okay, what effort have you personally made for her to be found? Basharun says, she is your wife? It was under your nose that she was knacking someone else? Basharun is not letting the king have any peace at all. He says, you are her husband and you are in the position to find the solution. Then he walks out. Hey, some of the chiefs were angry that he walks out on them, on the king. The king then orders that everybody should join in the search, and whoever finds Arolake will get a huge reward, big money. Now, our Arun's goods are ready for dispatch. The warriors Basharun sent arrives to protect her. Haha. Only 9 of you? The armed robbers that attacked us the other day are heavily armed, and over 30 of them, and they look stronger. Hey, shut up your mouth there. Our Arun apologizes on his behalf, but then still asks them, hey, those men are armed robbers and not mere thieves. How will just 9 of you challenge them? The warrior says, don't worry about that, ma. We will conquer them. It's okay. Now, that night, Basharun sits thinking about the news he just heard about Anikulapo and the kind of power to resurrect. He says, he will like to be Anikulapo. He wants to have that power to resurrect so that people will fear him, including the king. But how will he get that power? He says, I have to find Saro. The next morning, Basharun gets up and goes straight to meet Adegun in jail. Now he made an arrangement with him and says, since he is a very good bounty hunter, the only one that was able to find Saro and Arolake so far, now he needs his service again. He wants him to go and search for Saro, and if he could find Saro, he will set Adegun free. So will you do it? He says, yes sir, I will go. Good. You have 2 weeks to find him. But if you return empty-handed, your blood will flow. Amaru then tells Basharun that night that his warriors insulted her earlier. Basharun says, sorry about that. But if you had moved in as my wife, they all would have known you and none of them would dare disrespect you. See, is that what you will say? I can't marry you, Awarun says. I already told you the reasons. Basharun says, you are not too old to marry me. Also, you are the only person that brings me joy since I lost my wife. See, Oga, I can't marry you. Dead in that topic, Awarun says, I can't allow any man to control me. Awarun says, let's just continue enjoying ourselves as we are enjoying ourselves now. Awarun, sugar mommy. Well, now we see Arolake still walking about in the forest. Suddenly, she steps on a thorn. Ouch! She begins to cry, limping. This lady has suffered a lot. Then her leg starts bleeding. She is exhausted. So she rests her back on a tree and slowly she falls asleep, only to start dreaming of Saro. The good times of when Saro used to praise her for supporting him and guiding him on what to do. Then she wakes up only to see some villagers passing that same road. They ask her, what are you doing? She says, no, there's nothing wrong. She's only tired and she decides to rest. The man says, but why are you traveling alone? Or are you also going to Wewegbo town? She says, yes. They ask her to join them. Akin, their younger brother, notices that she's bleeding and decides to help her. He also helps her with her bag. Now on the way, Akin asks of her name and introduces himself. He asks where she is from and she says, I'm from the neighboring village. Akin says, which neighboring village? But you said you are heading to Ewegbo village, eh? So are your parents living in Ewegbo? She says, no, I am all by myself. Then they continue walking. After a while, she asks them to keep going, that she can no longer walk. She's tired. She says she has no strength to join them. Then Akin then asks his senior sister to wait, that they should rest and wait for her. For where? No, see, we are leaving. She asks Akin to leave, join them, go with your family, and we'll be fine. And if she perish, well, she perish. Akin drops her bag and then joins with people. Now while Arolake was sleeping, in the darkness of the night, one strange looking creature walks up to her. She wakes her up. Hey, human, how did you get here? Hey. Wahala. Who are these? Yeah? other strange creatures started coming. They started walking close to her. These creatures ask again, "What are you doing here?" Bam! And then episode 2 ends. Where did Arolake just find herself? Who are those creatures? Well, feel free to grab a cup of water now before we continue with episode 3. Thanks for watching episode 2. Please, if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, the spirit asks Arolake how she got there. She says, "Please, where am I? Where am I? Follow me." Then Arolake gets up and starts following them. They give her a white calabash and took her through a buffet. It's like a buffet. Wait. Are they showing her hospitality or what? They gave her a lot. Then they gave her one purse to hold and asked her to leave. Arolake left. Now the next morning, Akin returns to check up on her. Then he first apologized for leaving her the other day. He says that he had to follow his elder sister. He can't disobey them. Arolake was just looking around, surprised, like, what is going on? How did she get back here? Akin then asked her to get up and follow him back into town. Now, he noticed that Arolake is worried. Then he asked her, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yes." She had a terrible nightmare. Wait, is it real or is it a dream? Then she checks her wrapper and finds that purse that the spirit creature gave her. She is with it. Definitely, this is not a dream. It has to be real. Now they arrives at Akin's house. Akin's sister begins to apologize to Arolake for leaving her behind the other day. That it's because the world is dangerous and they can't stay outside late. She says no problem, ma. Then they feed Arolake. They gave her proper treatment for her leg. Then Arolake asks Akin to please help her thank his sister. Akin says, "No problem. You look like someone that really needed our help. And I'm sure very soon, I believe you will tell me what brought you here, right?" Akin also promised to help her get a job in the market the next day. "Oh, thank you." Then the next day, Akin did as he promised. He takes her out to get something to do. He took her to where they fry gari. "Excuse me, ma, this is my friend. Please help me find something for her to do." The woman says she doesn't look familiar. Akin says she is new here. Then the woman asks, "Are you single or married?" Akin says she is. Akin, calm down. Let her answer for herself. Arolake says, "I don't have any husband. I can't employ you." "Why, ma?" She says, "All these young men will not let you concentrate. I don't want something that will disturb my business. Also, I need someone that is strong. I don't think you have the strength." Arolake promised that she's going to work hard, very, very hard. Akin also begged on her behalf. Okay. The woman then allowed her to work. Exactly as the woman said, men start disturbing Arolake because of her beauty. They all want to give it a try. One approaches her and Arolake insulted the daylight out of him. Now while they were boasting about who will get Arolake first and who has gotten her already, Akin arrives and they start arguing and insulting them. Akin tells them they will never find any beautiful woman like that, and if they don't stop running after women, they will never become something in their life. See, Akin is actually here to stay with Arolake at her workplace just to make sure that he is safe and no man disturbs her. Akin the lover boy. Well, one night, Akin and Arolake were discussing. Arolake says she has saved up a little and she would like to rent her own place so she can leave Akin's auntie's house. Akin says, "No, see, those men will not let you rest and I can't bear seeing other men disturb you." Arolake says, "Do you want me to keep living under your roof?" "Well, okay, would you rather come live with me then?" Now, after persuading her and Arolake is not getting the point, he says, "Okay, do whatever you like." Later, Arolake enters to check that small purse that the spirits gave to her the other night. She is reluctant to open it. She shakes it, she feels something inside. Then she opened the purse and guess what? She found money inside. Cowries. I hope you know that's the money they spent back in the olden days. So she brought the money out and poured it on the floor. She dipped her hand into the purse again and brought out some more. And then more. And then more. And then what's going on? Oh, those spirits are Egbere, bush babies. Have you heard of that myth that if you see any bush baby and you are able to collect their mats, you will be eternally rich? Yes, Arolake just won the jackpot. She just got herself an unending source of wealth. Arolake has finally made it. Now, without wasting time, she starts house hunting. Arolake bought herself a big house. In fact, she paid double of the money she is supposed to pay for the house. Akin is like, hey, what is happening? When did Arolake get so rich? Akin, what do you think? Do you like it? Arolake is still asking him, look, that will be my room, this will be your room. Come, let's talk. See, where did you get this money, Arolake? Arolake says, if I tell you, you will not believe me. Akin says, try me. Okay. Remember the other night in the bush when you came to help me? I told you that I had a dream. So what happened is that... Oh, wait. Arolake then remembers that, hey, she trusted Saro with her secrets back then and he betrayed her. Is she about to make the same mistake again? No. She froze and then changed the subject. She says, she found the money in the bush. Akin says it's a lie. Arolake says, I'm not lying. Anyway, Akin had to believe her. Now, Arolake gets so rich that she wears the best necklace imported from Mali. Her maid says, Ma, you look like a queen. I'm not a queen. I'm only a wealthy woman, that's all. Akin is also glowing in wealth. He came back from traveling to visit her in her chamber. He brought her a gift, a hand fan made from feather. Now, the atmosphere here begins to turn romantic, but Arolake is trying not to let it go too far. Hey, now this too reminds me of Saro. By the way, what's up with Saro? Let's go and check up on that guy. Now we see Saro wake up to start his business as usual. He goes to fetch his wine. The jars are no longer producing wine. They are totally dried up. Then he remembered that, the 3 years has completed. That is the only reason. So, what do I do? At Arolake's village, some women are beginning to complain and gossip about Arolake's wealth, questioning the source and her philanthropy, saying a lot of negative things about her. Now, the 3 ghosts are already looking for a way to take Saro's key from him. And guess what? Saro's wife is already pregnant. And his time on earth has also elapsed. Hey, so Baba is confused. One day, he calls his wife to talk to her. The wife says she has been noticing and hearing a lot of diabolical things about Saro and how sometimes she sees how he talks to himself. Saro asks her not to worry, that all will be fine. He only have nightmares, that's all. The wife says, well, she's burning up, she needs to bath. Saro says, let me get you water. She says, no, I would like to go to the stream. The water there is cooler and relaxing. Please come with me. Now getting there, she asks Saro to join her in the water. Now Saro enters into the river to join his wife. And while she was pouring water on his head to cool him down, Saro then dipped himself into the river. It obviously shows that Saro feels relieved. For the first time since a long time, Saro feels free. There was nothing disturbing him. Nothing weighing on his mind. Then the wife says, Saro, I intentionally brought you down here. I know those ghosts can't follow you down here. Ghosts? No ghosts. There are no ghosts following me. Wait, how did this woman know about the ghost? She says she knows Saro is not an ordinary human being and she knows the ghosts have been helping him all this while. She says she won't let them keep disturbing her husband. Saro says you can't stop them from doing their job. The wife says she has someone that can help. Oh, this is what Saro has been looking for. A helper. Okay, take me there. Now, Arolake's wealth has increased and so is her generosity. Akin then comes to advise her one day to stop this incessant spending as if money grows on trees behind her house. Arolake says, so wait, you want me to stop helping people? Akin says, no, that's not the point. See, as a good friend, he moved closer to Arolake to tell her the truth that the villagers have been gossiping about you, asking where you hail from, who are your people, and where you got your money from. Arolake says, who are those gossiping about me? Akin says, see, before this rumor grows further, it's good that they pack up and leave this town immediately. See, Arolake, remember your past. I remember the story you told me that your husband was a king and they sent you away and now they are looking for you everywhere, eh? So please, let's leave. Arolake says she's no longer running from any husband. She's tired of running. See, there's a huge bounty on your head for anyone that found you. Arolake says, but there has to be another way. There has to be another way. She can't keep running. Even that night, she could not sleep. She kept thinking of a solution. Then she got an idea. She tells her king that she's going to need his help. So, what is the help? Immediately, they hired security men to start guarding her and her house in shifts. She reduced her going out. Even anytime she chooses to go out, she must have her face covered. Fine. Now, Princess Omowumi and her fiancé Afolayan were playing games and teasing each other. Now, their conversation was going fine when her mother calls her to come have a dinner. At the same time, Afolayan's father Bashorun is also leaving the palace, and unfortunately for this guy, at that very moment, the man sees the princess removing the cap on the head of his own son. Hey! Such disrespect. How can a woman remove your cap from your head? What an insult. Queen Mother also sees this and she immediately knows something is wrong. She quickly calls her daughter away from there. Come and eat your food. Please come and eat your food. When Afolayan gets home, the father lambasted him, calling him a fool. Is she because she's a princess that you allow her to remove cap from your head? What an insult and a shameful thing from you. You don't even respect yourself, young man. Get out of my sight. The mother and daughter also gossip about Afolayan's father, how strict he is and how calm his son is. The princess says she loves the son so much. One day, we see her king enters the palace of Oyoile riding on a horse to meet the king. The husband of Arolake. Wait, is this man coming to betray Arolake? Oh no. Well, let's hear. Akin says his boss, Lady Ashake, sent him to the palace. That she will be visiting Oyoile and the environs, and she will be staying for some time. So she needs the king's approval and protection. The king then asked him that, what does your Lady Ashake want from me that made her choose to visit Oyo? Akin says, nothing, she just wants your favor, sir. The king says, if she wants a favor from me, she would have come by herself and not send anyone. Akin says, no, your highness, my lady is a widow, and since the death of her husband, she decides never to see any man again. In fact, she covers her face now. The king says, is she that beautiful? Akin answers, yes, she is gorgeous. No problem. Tell her that she is welcome. We appreciate her gift and we will protect her when she gets here. Hey, guys. Arolake is coming back to this place where she left. What is going to happen? And this king is already asking if she's beautiful and that she's a widow. What if he woos her? Anyway, let's see what's going to happen. So that night, Queen Wojuola questions the king for receiving gifts from a wealthy woman. Why? The king says, she just wants protection now because she wants to visit Oyo and the neighboring town. The queen is just too jealous. She doesn't want one wealthy woman to come and steal her husband. Oh, okay. Please, be careful. I want you to be alert. The king says, don't worry. May God protect us. She continues, and then the king gets tired and decides to even leave her chamber altogether. They were supposed to, but the king doesn't want that anymore. He chooses to leave. Now back home, Akin tells Arolake that he is worried and scared for his life. He just went to drop such a huge lie before the king without knowing Arolake's true intentions for the king. Then he asks Arolake, why do you really want to see him? Arolake says, I just want to see the king. Akin says, or you just want to sleep with the king, Akin, how is that your business? If anyone sees how jealous you are now, they will think you are my husband. Why can't I be your husband? Am I not good looking? Arolake says, see, she has removed anything that has to do with love from her heart. And by the way, she can't even bear a child. Akin says, no, this is not about giving birth. I love you. Arolake says, it's impossible. Now, the queen mother and others search through the gifts Arolake sent, the shiny and dazzling jewelries and all. Queen Ojuola is still jealous. In fact, she calls her child out of that room. See, don't touch any gift, please. Now, the three of them gather to gossip about it further. Who is this strange woman coming to Oyoile to seduce the king? What should we do? Now, an idea comes to their mind that next time Akin comes to deliver gifts to the king, they will send someone to follow him to know where he is coming from. Good. Now, Akin comes and he finished dining with the king. The king even asked him to tell his boss, Lady Ashake, that he is expecting a visit. Tell her anytime she wishes to come, she is free. Akin says, okay, your highness. Then Akin leaves. The queen then sends a spy to follow him. Now, as Akin gets home that night, Arolake, with her face covered, comes out to welcome him. The spy has now known the house, but couldn't see the face of the woman greeting Akin. Who is she? Later we see Arolake arranging her clothes in her chamber when the spy peeps through the window, and as she turns to see who it is, who is coming around, and then the spy sees her face. No! This is Queen Arolake. Wahala don come. Episode 3 then ends here. What is going to happen next when the spy gets home and tell the king and queen that he has found Arolake? Or will he even get home, or will Arolake security capture and kill him on the way? I know you are as excited as I am, so stay tuned as episode 4, 5 and 6 will drop next. Thank you for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, episode 3 ended with a suspense, and that is when the spy sent by Queen Ojuola to track Akin down followed him and discovered that the wealthy woman sending gifts to the king of Oyo is actually the runaway Queen Rolake. Let us continue our explanation now with episode 4. By the way, if you are yet to watch the first 3 episodes, kindly head down to Netflix for the full movie, or if you want to watch the recap, please click the tag above. It will take you to the first 3 episodes. Now, let us continue episode 4. The spy saw Arolake, then she shouts, and immediately he follows the spy on his horse. He chased him down for a few minutes, caught up with him, and then he chops off his head. I told you this was going to happen. Now we see Awolayan, Bashorun's son, making some carvings. A beautiful young lady rests on his bed, waiting for him to at least come sleep with her. Awolayan was not even paying attention to the girl. Then his father enters, sees the girl, and then signals, "Has he touched you?" The girl shakes her head that no, he did not. Then he asks her to leave. Hey, now wow. So this man was setting his son up. Why? Well, Basharun then says to his son, "I see that you prefer playing with your dolls than playing with the lap of women. Or is she not pretty enough?" He says, "She's pretty." So why don't you sleep with her?" Awolayan then tells his father his mind. He says, "Father, don't you think I am old enough to choose whom I want to marry by myself? Please let me be. Don't send any girl to me again." The father angrily throws away his table and everything on it. He says, "Fool, stupid fool. Look at you. I asked you to marry the princess so I can be the king's in-law. You went there only to embarrass me." Then he walks out of his chamber. This guy was just looking at his father as if he should. Anyway, later we see Queen Sunkomi crying. Do you know why? The young guy sent to spy on Akin and Arolake, the one that was beheaded, is actually a younger brother. So you see how painful his death is for this queen. While crying, Queen Ojuola enters to comfort her, saying, "I am equally pained about this death." Queen Sunkomi then says, "My elder sister entrusted him to me to care for him. Now his blood is on my hands. I killed him." Queen Ojuola says, hey, calm down, be quiet. No one knows we both sent him on such dangerous errand. Please, and don't let anyone hear you. By the way, we'll make sure the killer pays for this. When Sukomi increases her volume, see, that's easy to say. I am the one bearing the pain. As her voice begins to increase, Queen Wojola quickly covers her mouth with her hand again. She won't put them both in bigger trouble. Now we see Latorera, Saro's wife, heavily pregnant as she walks in to help Saro seek help. Guess who she came to meet? Her mother. Now guess who Latorera's mother is? No, just guess. Just guess. Guess. Latorera is the daughter of Awarun, Saro's ex-sugar mama. Twisted, right? Okay, trouble is looming. Quick disclaimer, this recap is for educational purposes only. Anikulapo is directed by the great Kunle Afolayan, and this recap is not meant to replace that movie, neither should it stop you from watching the full movie on Netflix. Also, this recap contains heavy spoilers. If you're just joining us, you should definitely subscribe and turn on the notification icon. Hi, this is Sam. Welcome to the Film Village. Now, Awarun welcomes her lovely daughter. It's been years they last saw, so it's natural for her to be excited. The mother notices she's pregnant. Oh, she says, Mama, that is why I'm here. Hold on. Come inside and rest before we talk. Now, inside, they serve her chilled water, and the mama asks her the big question. Latorera, now talk to me. Who is your husband? When did you marry without my consent? I'm your mother. Latorera says, Mother, I'm sorry I didn't inform you. It all happened very fast. Awarun forgives her and says, she's proud of her. Welcome, my dear. Latorera says, my husband is supposed to come along, but Saro asks, what? What did you say? I told you this scene is going to be something, Saro what? Which Saro? Where does he live? Where? The mother is confused. Who are his families? The daughter is equally confused, then says, I won't lie to you, mother. I was blinded in love. I know nothing about him. No one knows him. It was 2 years ago he just entered into our village. The mother told her that she knew one man named Saro who was an Ashofi weaver. Hope it's not the same person, no. Mother, where is your Saro? He's dead. He was killed in this town. Then they both calm down. Latorera says, may your Saro rest in peace because my own Saro is alive and we need your help. The mother then says, okay, what do you need? Latorera says, some evil spirits are after him, so I need your help with herbs he can use to chase them away. Can you help? Awarun says, it's not that easy and you won't return home anytime soon. We have to gather the items for the ritual, prepare everything, and then you can return to your husband. But be careful. You have to use whatever I give you exactly as instructed, okay? Now, Bashorun asks Adigun's parents where he is. Adigun hasn't returned ever since he sent him to find Saro. It's been over a month now. So, where is he? The father says, we don't know. Bashorun insists that they must know where Adigun is. The mother says, you are the one to tell us where you sent him. You sent your goods to bring him with force. So, where did you keep him? In annoyance, Bashorun orders that the three of them should be killed if they can't find Adigun. Now, at Saro's village, we see Latorera's father, Karonwi, selling palm wine since Saro's jar has stopped flowing. Now, he was attending to customers when Adigun the warrior enters the village. The man quickly welcomed him, served him palm wine, and they started gisting. Where are you from? Adigun says, Oyo and its environs. I've been there. I sold palm wine there. I'm a famous palm wine seller, you know. If not until recent that a strange visitor entered this village and begins to rival me. Wait, those words, strange visitor enters this village, caught Adigun's attention. Karonwi says, see, I pray to the god of wealth to help and misfortune befell him. I am sorry, but Saro is now... Sir, what? Sir? I didn't hear the name very well. What did you say? He says, Saro. Oh, good. Adigun has finally found Saro. Awarun and her lover Bashorun were in the room discussing. Awarun asks if his son is preparing for the wedding. See, Bashorun says, that ugly girl you sent to me to entice him the other night did not work. Say, I need another beautiful girl for him. Awarun says, listen, the prettiest among my girls was the one I sent to you. Are you telling me he did not touch her? Bashorun says, he did not. And I am worried about my son. I don't know if he is impotent. Awarun says, no. I suspect your son, Afolayan, is not sick. She says, it seems Afolayan is the type of man that only looks at one woman. Anyway, let us have some fun. Awarun says, no. My daughter is around though. You can't do anything today, please. Oh, that's true. You have a daughter. Hey, how is she? Awarun says, she's fine. She's married now to a stranger and his name is Saro. Saro. Remember that Basharun is also searching for Saro? Basharun says, Saro. She says, yes, I lost it too when I heard that name. We all know Saro is dead, right? Basharun then disclosed to her that Saro is not dead though. What? Our room begins to shake. Talk to me. Saro is not what? Basharun then narrates to her what Adigun said about finding Saro and later letting him go. This woman's life is about to change. Basharun says the king has even ordered everyone to search for Arolake. But while they are searching for Arolake, he is searching for Saro. Why are you after Saro? Basharun says, I need something from him. And look, if your daughter's husband is the same Saro we are looking for, then you have to help me get him. I promise to repay you heavily and nothing will happen to your daughter. Okay. What do you need me to do? Basharun says, help me question your daughter more so we can confirm if her husband is the same Saro I need. Now get back to me tonight. Basharun leaves. Saro. Hey, Saro keep getting into trouble, eh? Now at Iluaje, Adigun enters Saro's hut and finds him sleeping. He shoots him with a tranquilizer. Saro gets up. Adigun prepares as if then Saro drops like a sack of potato. That night, Awarun could not stop thinking about the whole thing. Her sugar boy, Saro, her daughter, and even Basharun. She was still thinking when her trusted maid asked her, what is the matter, ma? What is getting her worried and sleepless? Awarun says, there's nothing wrong. You can go to bed. Obviously, there is something wrong. She even remembers when Saro says he would like to marry her, and her response to Saro back then was that he is too young for her. Then Awarun goes into her daughter's room. Hey, Olatorera, my child. The lady gets up. I need to ask you a question. Nothing much, but please tell me the truth. Your husband, Saro, I need you to describe him to me in full details. Then she begins to describe. He's about 30 years old, light-skinned, tall. Wait. Does he have tribal mark on his left and right cheek? She nods. Awaru then tell her that, hey, it appears the man I told you about is the same man you are married to. Mama, but you say your own Saro is dead. Awaru says, no. She just heard now that he is alive. She then narrates briefly that Saro had issues with the king and the young queen and everything. In fact, he is being haunted presently. Haunted? Why? My child, you have to be very careful. I see disaster looming. After Dada says, he's my husband. If anything happens to Saro, I can't leave him alone. Awaru says, listen, Saro and I, you and Saro what? Nothing. Awaru could not tell her daughter that she and Saro used to sleep with each other. Hey, confusion. Well, Awaru even insisted that Olatorera will never leave her house again. She can't stay with Saro anymore. She says, I will stay with him. In fact, I'm leaving right now. This night? No, you can't. Okay, you know what? Leave in the morning and I will come to visit you. Awaru is scared of losing her daughter or her baby because of this issue. So she had to succumb. Hey, Awaru is caught in the middle. She even remembers that she once promised Saro to support and bless his marriage when he finally finds a woman that he truly loves. And now that woman is her own daughter. Interesting. Now at the palace, some maidens were brought before the king. What is this? What an insult. After weeks of sending you guys out, you couldn't find Queen Arolake and you are bringing me this ugly. Now get them out of my sight before I Quickly, they all get up. Now, one of them is fully endowed at the rear end. So, while running, her luggages were shaking. It caught the eyes of the king. Bring this one. This one, yes, bring her. Hey. Can you spin? Let me see you. She did. God is great. Hey, see, take this one, take her inside. He continues his gist with the chiefs, and then Akin arrives. The king then dismisses all the chiefs and asks Akin to come in. Is everything okay? Yes. My lady is ready to come visit you, sir. Really? Yes. But she needs something before coming. The king says, what? What does she need? Akin says, she says the only person she wants to speak with is you. Just you alone and no one else, Your Highness. The king says, no problem. She can come. Basharun then returns to see Awarun for an update concerning Saro's issue. How far? Awarun says, I was also coming to your place too. The thing is that it's not the same Saro. They only look alike. Basharun senses these things when someone is lying. So he knows that Awarun is lying. Then he said, can I see your daughter and ask her myself? Remember that this man has charms to make anyone tell him the truth. So he calls Awarun to her very face a liar. If your daughter becomes an obstacle to what I want, I will kill her first. No one can stop me. Awarun grabs his garments. Basharun! See, nothing must happen to my daughter. If you dare, leave my daughter alone. Leave my daughter alone. Leave her alone. Okay, let me ask you one more time. Is he the same Saro? And where is he? Awarun says, what do you want me to say? I don't know where your Saro is. I don't know. Then Basharun angrily leaves. Now, Arolake arrives at the palace all covered up. Then she approaches the king. Now remember, they are to meet alone, right? Now, Arolake fakes her voice to greet the king. Kábíyèsí. The king welcomes her in with smiles and everything. Now, Arolake begins to apologize to the king in the same fake voice. He says, you did not offend me. The king is surprised that why is she apologizing? You did not offend me, my child. Okay, you know what? Whatever it is you think you did, I forgive you. Anyway, what do you need? I have palm wine, English wine, and you say, oh, no, my king. I don't drink alcohol at all. The king says, that's not right, though. How then will I entertain you as my guest? Arolake then says, it will be difficult to eat with all this veil I have on. The king says, of course, you can take it off. You can put it back on after eating. At least I can also get to see your face. She says, should I remove it? He says, yes. And yes, she did. The king falls backwards, seeing Arolake. As she was about to mention her name, she quickly covers her mouth, and guess what? When Sunkomi is outside eavesdropping, she heard that the woman visiting is Aro, but she's not sure if it is Arolake. Quickly, she goes to report to Oda. The king is now very angry, extremely mad. How dare you, Arolake? How dare you approach the palace again? How dare you come before me, the king? Arolake begins to beg. Arolake says she only ran away from the palace because of the lies the other queen told the king and her. She knows the king will not hear her own side of the story, so she had to flee. The king says, you are a liar. My daughter, Princess Omowumi, caught you and Saro red-handed. She told me everything. Arolake says, it's a lie. Her mother told her to tell you such lies. The king says, anyway, let's set that aside. Where did you get this wealth? Arolake says, I can't go into such details for now. Now, while they were gisting, Akin is outside, worried. His mind is not at rest. Now, what is going on inside? Are they knocking her or what? Arolake says, she will tell the king everything, but you have to promise me something. The king says, what? I want to return to the palace. Are you mad? You are mad. You that Ifa has requested we take you to the village and make sacrifices to appease Akala. Arolake just wanted the king to forgive her and forget everything, but the king is not even allowing it. Now, impatient Akin decides to leave Arolake with the king. He's no longer comfortable. He can't stand outside where somebody else is doing his woman begin inside the room. So he walks away, Jare. Later, Arolake arrives to meet Akin. Akin says, I hope you have seen what you are looking for with the king. Is that why you left me? Akin replies, yes. What will I be doing there while you are inside fornicating with the king? Shut up your mouth. The two of them begins to fight. Akin then brings out a pouch of wealth, say, Akin, where did you get it? He starts bringing money from inside, pouring it away, saying, see, give it to him, eh? Give it to him. Give all your wealth to him. You can get what you want from him too. You think this is why I'm with you? I know the secrets to your wealth. And if it was what I am after, I would have taken it long ago. Akin truly loves Arolake, but she's not seeing it. He even says, when the king is done sleeping with you and satisfying himself, he will eventually send you out to be beheaded. The king is only using you. In anger, Arolake says, get out! And Akin leaves. The following morning, Arolake wakes up, calling Akin, before remembering that she angrily sent him out the other night. She quickly approached her guard. Have you seen Akin? Yes, ma. He traveled this morning. To where? He did not say. Okay. Then Queen Sukomi explained everything she heard and saw to Queen Wojola. Queen Wojola says, are you sure you heard Arolake? She says, she heard Aro and then the person covered the queen's mouth. So it may be Arolake. Queen Wojola says, she will go and ask the king. Alright. Now, Arolake dressed up again as her guard enters. He says, you have a visitor from Oyo? Okay. What about Akin? Has he returned? He says, no. And he doesn't think Akin will ever return. Hey, Arolake is already missing Akin. Now the king's messenger brought something from the king to Arolake and said, the king asked me to bring something for him. Then she remembers that while the king was trying to have sex with her during her visit. Wait. Oh, so Akin was right. The king actually slept with her. And after the king slept with her, on her way out, Bashorun was coming in and Bashorun sensed these things. He suspects the person riding on the horse. Now the king also approached the throne. Bashorun says he is traveling, but before he leaves, he wants to make the final arrangements concerning their children's wedding. It is time. And as for the financing, he will handle everything since the king says he has no money for the wedding, so he will handle it as soon as he returns from his journey. The king says, no problem. I will discuss with her mother, and whatever conclusion we come to, I will inform you, Bashorun, when you return. Bashorun says, okay, see you later. Now, as Bashorun is leaving, he turns back again to the king. I saw someone while coming in. Is there a new masquerade in town? The king says, what do you mean? Who is your visitor? The king tries to find an excuse to give. He says, she is a messenger sent to him. And that's all. Bashorun could sense these things, He knows the king is lying. Anyway, we'll see later. Now, we see Latorera, Saro's wife, thinking and crying about everything when Bashorun enters the village looking for Saro. He directed him to Saro's house, and there he sees Latorera. Now, she doesn't know the man. Remember, she did not meet him when she came to visit her mother. Now, he is here. She says, what do you want? Where is Saro? Which Saro? I said, where is Saro? Episode 4 ends. Now, what did the king send to Arolake? Is Akin's anger justified now that we have truly seen that Arolake had sex with the king? And finally, now, will Bashorun kill this innocent young lady, Saro's wife? Remember he vowed to do so. Well, episode 5 gives some of the answer. But before we continue with episode 5, let me remind you again that this recap is for educational purposes only. Anikulapo is directed by the great Kunle Afolayan, and this recap is not meant to replace that movie, neither should it stop you from watching the full movie on Netflix. Also, this recap contains heavy spoilers, so if you are just joining us, you should definitely subscribe and turn on the notification icon. Hi, this is Sam. Welcome again to the Film Village. Now, episode 5 picks up from where episode 4 ended. Bashorun arriving to see Olatorera. Where is Saro? The lady is terrified. Everybody is looking for Saro. Please, what did he do to all of you? Now, search everywhere. She calls her mother. Mama! Awarun rushes outside. Bashorun! Be careful! Be very careful! What did I do to you all? He asked, where is Saro? I don't know where Saro is. You have tipped him off, right? You have asked him to run. Now, I love what Awarun did here. She defended her daughter to the core. Now, with her very, very being, she yelled and threatened Bashorun that he cannot do anything to her. Nothing. You shameless man. Bashorun has to leave the house, so he left. Then we see Adigun with Saro all tied up as he takes him through the forest to return home. Now, what is going on? Adigun says, shut up, let me think. What's going on here? The thing is, Adigun is lost. He says, you know what? I'm going to check around. You sit here, I'm coming. So he leaves. Saro then asks the 3 ghosts following him to assist him. Why have you abandoned me? Please now, help me out. The ghost says, so you can now beg, after you and your wife have made plans to do away with us, so you can keep living. Now you want our help. See, we will just watch as he take you away to where you will be killed, and then all of us can just go to heaven together. Saro continues to beg and asks for help when Adigun returns. Who are you talking to? Oh, you want to shout so the evil spirits that lurks around the forest can come and attack us, Now get up and let's go. Now at the palace, the chiefs are meeting with the king concerning the issue they are having with their neighbor, the people of Ede. Now their problem has increased since they embraced foreign religion. Now another chief advised the king that they should be very careful because it's not good to ignite enmity with the people of Ede. They should avoid fighting the people of Ede by all means. Another chief says, see, let's ignore what Bashorun says about attacking these people. Please, we will be the one to lose if we don't. Now the king then says, since they've been discussing about this issue, will we keep debating until Ede attacks us first? Now the chief that wants peace says, perhaps we should invite the prince in Ede, bring Kuranga here and discuss with him. Now, Prince Kuranga of Ede is invited and a big banquet is set before him. Warrior Prince Kuranga. There was a wrestling match in his honor. He was well honored. Now, while watching the fight, Kuranga sees a beautiful lady, Princess Omowumi. He falls in love instantly. Now remember that Omowumi is already engaged to be married to Afolayan, Bashorun's son. Now I hope Kuranga will not collect her in the name of making peace with the land of Oyo. Anyway, let's continue. Now that night, while the celebration is still going on, Princess Omowumi and Kuranga kept eyeing each other. Lovey. The king then began to speak, preaching about the importance of peace, and now that they have spoken and settled, there will be peace. The party resumes again. Then Kuranga says, Your Highness, don't be angry with what I'm about to say. The king says, no problem. What is it? Kuranga says, it's your daughter. I want her. Voila. Now at the market, we see Fashogbon passing through when he sees a strange person covered in veil approaching the palace. We know that's Arolake, but he doesn't. So he begins to follow her to know who is this. Then he calls, Arolake. She stops. Baba calls again, Arolake. Then he wakes up. It's a dream or a vision. Now Bashorun returns to Oyo after searching for Saro. So they greeted him, welcome sir. Thank you. Then we hear, congratulations on the preparations. Preparations for what? The marriage now between the princess and Prince Kuranga. No problem. Fashogbon then quickly meets Bashorun and told him, you have stayed too long on that journey. A lot has gone wrong. Imagine that the king has decided to give his daughter to a stranger, Kuranga. Haven't you heard? Bashorun says, I've heard, and he will make sure the king regrets this decision. Fashogbon then added, I have also seen Queen Arolake. She is around this environ. She is presently under heavy disguise, so no one will recognize her. Really? Then Bashorun recalls that he saw a veiled stranger going into the palace the other day. Could that be Arolake? Now Afolayan arrives to play game with Omowumi again, like usual. See, I'm busy. It's like this guy doesn't know something huge is coming. Now Omowumi runs to tell the mother the good news that Kuranga and his family has asked for her hands in marriage, and the king has approved it. She's excited. Come, let's go. The mother then sees Afolayan eavesdropping. Mother says, Omowumi. The princess couldn't even care less. Hi, Afolayan. Bashorun then arrives to the palace. What a disrespect, Bashorun? How can you stand up while addressing the king? Hey, you, don't disturb me. Baba just shut up before he collects. Then the king says, Bashorun, I know you must have heard the news, Bashorun says, if it's about the upcoming wedding ceremony, I have, and I am in support of it. I'm not angry. The king says, are you sure? Yes, I'm not angry. Aren't you the king? And you've decided, so no problem. The king then apologizes again. I'm sorry. There is nothing else I could do. Basharun says, no problem. Then he walks out of the palace. Preparation is underway. Princess Omawumi strolls around, examining the items and greeting her maids. Then she visits her mother. Mother says, where have you been? Mama, I'm tired. But how come you easily forget about Awolaran, your ex, so easily? He truly loves you. You will have to go and talk to him and apologize for hurting him. Princess Omawumi then decides to visit Awolaran. Now Awolaran is in bed thinking about those good times, heavily disappointed when Omawumi enters. Awolaran, I'm sorry, please forgive me. He says, see, please leave me alone. She continues to beg, but hey, this can be painful. Please leave. Now let's go back to the servants the king sends to Arolake. He says, the king asked me to bring some wine for him. Tell the king to come here by himself if he is that thirsty. Okay, the servant leaves, and then he informs the king that Arolake says you should come by yourself, your highness. What an insult. I should come there? Yes, your highness. Okay, you can go. As he leaves, Queen Sukomi calls him back for gossip. What's wrong? Is the king okay? Is he angry? The wise slave did not even disclose anything to the nosy queen. So after some time, one evening, the king actually comes to visit Arolake. And guess what? Basharun follows along to see where he went. As they were in the room, Basharun peeps through that same window. Finally, Basharun has seen them both. Arolake hears the footstep. He says, did you hear that? The king says, no. Come back here, my dear. She says, I hear footstep. The king asks her not to worry. Baba just wants to do something. The next morning, Basharun officially comes to see Arolake. Now, as Arolake comes out of her room, she felt like dissolving. Basharun asks her to go back inside. Now, inside, Basharun says, he thought he was dreaming when he saw her the other night. Arolake says, please, what do you want? Me? Nothing, no. I don't want anything. But come to think of it, the king knows the whole village is looking for you, but he chooses to hide you here. There must be something he is secretly benefiting from you. What is it? She says, nothing, no. The king only knows that she is innocent, and the king is making arrangements to bring her back to the palace. So in the meantime, she's just waiting here. Basharun then asks, and how did you become so wealthy? See, the day you will come to beg me with money not to kill you is around the corner. Hey! Now the king calls Kuranga and Basharun to discuss the issue about the marriage. Basharun then suggests that Kuranga and his son should engage in a wrestling match, and whoever wins will be the one to marry the princess. The king says he has never heard of such. Basharun insists they need to wrestle it out. Kuranga then asks, is that what you really want? Basharun says yes. Okay then, tell him to meet me at the arena. Quickly, Basharun gives his son Awolaran a charm to use when fighting Kuranga. Father, what will happen to him? Basharun says he will die or become an imbecile. Father, I can't do that. The father then threatens him that if he doesn't do it, he will kill Awolaran by himself. Bam! The fight begins. Princess Omawumi is anxious. The king is worried. Basharun is eager to see. Then, the first round, Kuranga lifts Awolaran and throws him on the floor. The same happens the second time. He beats Awo out of Awolaran. This guy begins to bleed, and then he looks at his father. And then he brings out the charm to blow on. He throws it away. Why is this guy always embarrassing the father, for goodness sake? Oh no, he still wants to fight. Okay, so he runs away. Awolaran japa. Another embarrassment for Basharun. Omawumi is now angry with Kuranga for beating Awolaran that much. She says she loves Awolaran. They have been friends for a long time, and the love between them is even more than that of siblings. Kuranga says, it's not my fault. Blame the boy's father that instigated the fight. Kuranga then says, okay, I will go and apologize to Awolaran. Is that okay? Then Omawumi then smiles. My love. Oh, nonsense. That night, we see Awolaran's face looking all puppy from the punches and blows, having received the beating of his life. Now, Kuranga was also coming to apologize when he overhears the father and then returns without apologizing. Omawumi is waiting for Kuranga when she hears someone call her, "Princess Omawumi, who is that?" She comes out of the room only to step over Thunderbolt's charm. Now, this charm means that any man that tries to have sex with her will die instantly. But who could do such a thing? Now, the marriage was done. It was indeed a befitting ceremony for the princess and Kuranga. Now comes the night that Kuranga is to sleep with his wife. They all take off their clothes, getting ready for action. Omawumi is already sheepishly excited, her first time ever, right? And Kuranga moves closer to her, lay back, climbs, and suddenly we hear Kuranga has died. Episode 5 ends here. Now, who planted that thunderbolt? Could it be Bashorun? It couldn't have been Bashorun because he was at his house at that time speaking to his son. Perhaps he sent someone. Or what if it is Arolake? Or what if... By the way, what's up with Saro? Where is Saro? Now let's find out if the final episode of season 1 will answer this question. And before we continue this episode 6, let me remind you again that this recap is for educational purposes only. Anikulapo is directed by the great Kunle Afolayan, and this recap is not meant to replace that movie, neither should it stop you from watching the full movie on Netflix. Also, this recap contains heavy spoilers. If you are just joining us, you should definitely subscribe and turn on the notification icon. Hi, this is Sam. Welcome to the Film Village. Episode 6 begins right where 5 left off. Now, everybody rushes to the room to see Kuranga, gasping for his last breath. The king also rushes in. Now, in Yoruba land, it is forbidden for a king to set his eyes on a dead body. So quickly, the servant blocked the king's view and respectfully asked him to leave. Then the following morning, 2 maids were gossiping about the event, saying Kuranga has finally died and that morning, even the princess could not eat. Well, how could she? Her mother quickly approaches her, asking questions. The princess refused to speak. Did he tell you he was sick? Did anyone else bring you food last night after I left? No response. Then she begins to lay curse on whoever is the cause of this problem. Princess Omawumi just stayed there. Suddenly she starts screaming, "Blood! Blood!" She sees Kuranga's spirit bleeding from the eyes. But her mother couldn't see it. Only Princess Omawumi. Now, the chiefs were discussing the cause of Kuranga's death. It's not hidden to them that the cause of that death could only be Magun, Thunderbolt. Who could do such a thing? Another suggests it could only be the person that is offended by the marriage. That's Bashorun. Bashogbon, say something. Bashogbon says, Your Highness, I don't know. The king then insulted Bashogbon and says he's a liar. Are you saying you don't know that it is your friend Bashorun that laced my daughter with Magun? If not, why is he not here? Bashogbon says, that is not true, Your Highness. Then Kuranga's family arrives to the palace to see their man. How will these chiefs deliver the terrible news to them? Now, getting outside, the chiefs lied to the men that the prince is okay and healthy. May nothing happen to the prince. The men says, they heard something happen to the prince last night. The chiefs insisted that nothing is wrong. Okay then, tell him to come outside and see us right now. The chief says that in their land it is a taboo and it is forbidden for newly married couples to come outside within the first 3 days after marriage. The man says, okay, no problem. We will wait for 3 days. Hey, wahala. Now, Bashogbon then tells the chiefs in front of the king that all this problem is befalling them because the king has failed to listen to his words. He once told the king that Ifa says they should find Arolake and perform some sacrifices, and then this chaos can come to an end. But the king refused, despite the fact that the king knows where Arolake is and they've been secretly meeting. Baba just cast the king in front of the chiefs. Savage. He did that and leaves immediately. The king was speechless, looking at Bashogbon as he walks away. Then that servant runs in. Your Highness, it's the princess. The princess? Quickly, the king leaves the palace to check on his daughter. The chiefs are like, what is going on? What's all this? Now, getting to the room, Queen Ojuola says, the king should please send for Baba Bashogbon to come and help her daughter. King says, which Bashogbon? Somebody that just blamed me for all the chaos happening in this village. The other queen says the king should do all he can to make sure the princess gets better. Now we see Bashorun eating when his guard comes to tell him that he has a visitor. Guess who? It is Adigun bringing Saro just as requested. He removes the mask and Bashorun begins to laugh. Here you are. Well done. I'm so happy. Thank you. Fashogbon arrives to the palace to then check on the queen. Queen mother then talks to Baba Fashogbon. Please, Baba, help us. Your Highness, death is smelling in this room. Please, let's take this girl out of this room now. Quick, quick. They carried her out. Now, Bashorun then visits Saro inside the jail. Finally, we meet. Anikulapo, have finally found you. I have heard a lot about you, and I would like to see you perform. Saro says, he doesn't have any power to resurrect. Taza! He received a well-packaged slap that brought blood out of his mouth. Bashorun searches him and then finds the key tied to his chest. He cuts it. Is this not the charm? Saro says, no, this is not the charm. Bashorun then stabs Adigun, killing him, then turns to say, bring him back. I can't bring him back. Bring him back. I can't. Bashorun then meets with the king to give his own terms. Your Highness, first, I need the witch that has tied you down to be brought here and killed in the village square. Then you must hand your daughter over to my son, Afolayan. Thereafter, as for the late Prince Kuranga, he will rise again. I will wake him up. Okay, now I see where this is going. Bashorun actually planned everything well. He laced the princess so as to kill Kuranga. This will force the king to give his daughter to his own son. And then it will force the king to bring Arolake for sacrifice. And then he will use the charm he collects from Saro to resurrect Kuranga back. Chikena. Clever devil. As for Arolake, she quickly starts sharing her wealth so she can jackpot, run away from that land. But Bashorun's men caught up with her and then arrested her. Now we see Saro telling the three ghosts that what they are doing is not fair. Instead of helping him, they just sit there waiting for him to die. As he was talking, the men throws Arolake into the cell with him. Saro did not first pay attention to the person. He did not know until he looked at each other and Saro, Arolake, I thought you were dead. Saro says, what are you doing here? She says, oh, it seems this is the reward for her foolish act. All the rubbish she has done in the past. Saro says, me also. If only they had listened to warnings, this would not have happened to them. Saro says, he would like to use this opportunity to beg Arolake for forgiveness. Now, the dead and the missing has finally seen face to face. They both begin to cry. Forgive me. This scene is very touching. Very, very. He then begins to help Arolake untie her hands. Now, Afolayan comes to visit sick Omowumi, but she was sleeping. He says, okay, he will come back when she's awake. The mother says, to be honest, you are the person I wanted her to marry. Now, Bashorun then brought Saro to see Kuranga's corpse, and then he asked him, tell me, why were you unable to bring Adigun back earlier? Saro says, it's because he has once brought him back, so he can't do it again. Good. Bashorun is excited. Look at this face. Have you seen him before? Saro says, no. Have you resurrected him before? He says, no. Fine. Now, bring him back. Saro says he can't. Bashorun brings out knife to threaten Saro. Saro begins to beg the ghost to help. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Then the ghost decides to help him. Saro says, I will like to be alone. Bashorun says, no. I want to see how you do it, so I can also do the same anytime I wish. Then the ghost agrees. Then one of the ghosts enters the body of Kuranga, and Saro fakes the call. And yes, Kuranga wakes up. Bashorun gets excited. Finally, he has gotten the Anikulapo power. He collects the key from Saro, thinking that is the power. He orders his slave to then take Saro and make sure nobody sees both of you. they should pass the back of the village, and then he turns to Saro. You must never set foot in this town ever again. He lets Saro go. Kuranga gets up and walks out of the room. His men sees him. Princess Omowumi was also informed, and everybody rushed out. As they were calling him, he wasn't responding. We know he is not actually Kuranga, but they don't know. In fact, getting back to Ede, Kuranga did not say any word to anyone. His men kept asking him, what happened? What is wrong? He just went straight into his chamber and laid on his bed. And then the ghost comes out of his body. You get it? The ghost only transported his corpse from Oyo back to the town of Ede. Kuranga was actually dead. Now we see men gossiping about the events when one of them mentioned that people have been saying in the village that Bashorun knows about the death of Kuranga, not knowing that Bashorun's son is listening. Awolaran then goes to challenge his father. Awolaran says, people are saying that you killed Kuranga. The father then says, did they see me kill Kuranga? And by the way, did I not bring him back? And by himself, he ride on a horse out of Oyo? I'm doing all of this just for you. Stop that. You are doing all of this for yourself. The Kuranga you brought back, he has died again. Now go and bring him back to life. This guy begins to insult his father, calling him a fraud, a fake, powerless man. Me? Yes, you. Awolaran has summoned the courage to face his father now. Bashorun then approaches Arolake to tell her how amazing it will be for the entire village to witness her beheading. Bashorun then says, but I can help you. Oh, really? Yes. I will let you go. If only you tell me the secret to your wealth, I will let you go. Arolake says, no problem. Just take me to my house and I will give you whatever you want. Fine. Bashorun then takes her home. Now, I was thinking Akin would have returned to take that pouch of wealth again, but no, it's there. Arolake brought it out and showed Bashorun how it works. Interesting. Excited Bashorun collects it. Now move. But you said you will let me go. Let you go where? Come on, get out of this room. So Arolake actually trusted Bashorun. Funny. Now, Awolaran returns to his house, enters his room that night only to meet Princess Omowumi waiting for him. Seated, waiting for him at their favorite game spot. Omowumi? Is this you? Yes. Are you okay? I'm very okay. Let's play, please. Hey! Awolaran and Omowumi then begins to stare at each other. Hey, love. Hey, but wait. Has the magoon been removed from her body? Hey, don't sleep with her, you will die, Anyway, thank God, nothing happened. Then the next day, everybody in the market is talking about the public execution that is coming for Queen Arolake. Fashogbon the wise man was listening to all their conversation as he walks by the market. The next morning, Awolaran wakes up to continue with his carvings when his father enters. Awolaran, meet me in the market square. For what? So I can see you murder an innocent woman. No, I'm not interested. Innocent? In fact, I'm not asking you. The father says, I'm commanding you to meet me in the market square. Awolaran says, he's not coming. Yeah? Okay, we shall see. Bashorun then gathers the townspeople to kill Arolake. Now, after giving a speech of the reason why she should die, he collects a sword to kill her, and suddenly we see the Ede warriors gather. Attack! Yes, they begin to slaughter everyone one after another. They grabbed Bashorun and repeatedly they all stabbed him to death. Let's go to the palace! Then they leave. Bashorun's guard then freed Arolake, but before she leaves, she collects a pouch of wealth from the corpse. Then the other guys arrives at the palace. The king says, why are you here? Why are you attacking us? Attack you? No, we are not attacking you. If we were to attack you, we would have come in the night when you all are snoring. Anyway, we are here for our wife. Where is our wife? They are here to take Omowumi away. Fashogbon, but you said if we kill Arolake, all will be clear. What is going on? Fashogbon says, Your Highness, Ifa never said we should kill Arolake. Bashorun was only doing his own wish. Then we see a flashback of when Fashogbon advised Bashorun that Ifa did not ask us to kill anyone, no. Ifa only said we should find her, bring her back to the village and do some sacrifice. Instead, Basharun insists that Arolake has to die. See, the other guys are not here for the story. They grabbed Omowumi and the king could not say anything. He watched helplessly as his daughter Omowumi is carried away. The messenger then takes the news to Awolaran. Sir, they have killed Basharun. They killed my father. Then they threw Arolake into jail once again. She started begging them, please, let me go, please. They ignored her and they left. Now, gradually, we see her moving backwards. Awolaran enters with a guest. Guess who? Akin. Akin came to rescue Arolake and take her back to her house. He then explained to her that it was when he heard that she had been captured, he quickly rushed down to help. And he met Awolaran, who promised to help him out. How did you know Awolaran? Akin says, it was during my visits to the king. I met him one time and we played games. Arolake says, what do I do now? Akin says, we have to sell this house and travel to another faraway land. Then days later, we see Saro sit with Arolake talking. She asks him how he found her house. Saro says he has always been watching her to know where she lives. Anyway, Saro says he is here to beg her and to inform her that his time on earth is up. He will be leaving soon. Leaving to where? Saro is actually here to say his final goodbyes. He asked Arolake to please help him out. She promised to help him. Saro, but what is going on? Then Saro says, I have a wife and she has put to bed. Please find her and help me take care of her and protect her for me. Arolake pleads, Saro, please don't go. Please don't go. He says goodbye and then gets up, leaving Arolake crying. And then she wakes up. Saro came to say his goodbyes to her in her dreams, the same way she was given the pouch in her dreams. She quickly gets up to go search for Saro's wife. Akin wants to follow, but she insists she has to go alone, that she will be back soon. Now, at the gates of heaven, we see Basharun leading the ghost and others. Now, Arolake arrives at Saro's house to see Awarun carrying a baby. They both greet. What are you doing here? Awarun says, Latorera is my daughter. Is this a baby? Yes. Can I carry him? Sure. What is his name? Awarun laughs. His name is Saro. Very touching. They named Saro's baby Saro. The three women that has been touched by Saro, by touched, I mean impacted in their lives. So stop thinking something else. Anyway, the three women touched by Saro then sits and the camera pulls back, then dolly up and away from them. And this is the end of season 1 of Anikulapo, The Rise of the Sceptre. So what is next? Where is this story leading to? Will Basharun be allowed through the heavens? In fact, why is Saro not with the three ghosts on their way to heaven? He is dead, right? And Princess Omowumi, will Awolaran go rescue her? Is he even bold enough to fight those that killed his own powerful father? Well, we shall see. And until season 2 of Anikulapo returns, we go plaster wait for here. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I am Sam, and this is the Film Village.